So Mark, this week with the maths for the IT guys, so the kind of things that you're running along with in terms of your assignment would be...
So this week they'll be looking at building computers. They'll be looking at the prices of different parts.
Mm-hmm.
They'll be looking at how they buy for a home user and how they buy for a business.
Okay.
And they'll be looking at the discounts they would get in bulk and this kind of thing.
Okay, so I mean already, and as you were mentioning the three things, I mean things are flying into my head already, and these are the kinds of things, and you can let me know if they're right or wrong. I was thinking along the terms of depreciation, so there's an emphasis on that word, or the loss of value, and sort of a very important thing, make sure they can spell, pronounce and understand that. In terms of the maths itself, because of the differing levels within the group, possibly something to do with some simple fractions, if you lose a third of the value, and getting used to the words and the numbers at the same time. So again, paying due kind to the English, or the literacy. I suppose in terms of a business sense, you know, bulk orders with...
Yeah, bulk orders, VAT, you could teach them that. And in terms of performance as well, some things slow down your computer by, let's say, 30%. So if you teach them about percentages, then you can bring in the whole fractions thing.
Yep, so brilliant. So at level 2 we're going to be looking at changing very common equivalencies of fractions, decimals and percentages. I know there are 1 or 2 learners who are operating at level 2. At level 1, which is possibly the majority of the group, we would be looking at finding fractions of amounts. So, for example, after 2 years, the price of computer model 1 decreases by a fifth. It's a common fraction. What do we do? The process of finding that. Resell values. So that's another thing, because within business, if you've got a fleet of computers, they become keyword obsolete. Sell them, I don't know, on eBay or off through auction. And again, so at least being able to come back and bring in 3/5 of the original value.
That's good. The other thing you could do is about different operating systems. So they're all going to think everyone uses Windows, but if you can try and get them to make a pie chart of who uses Windows, who uses Macs, and you can do it
based on the fraction. Yeah.
Yeah, and you could say like who's got this, who's got that, and then they can try and draw it themselves, and then you can work it out with the calculator and everything.
I'd leave the drawing, the charts and diagrams themselves to a later date. But you're right, we need to sort of include that, and maybe getting them to appreciate the fractional amounts within the pie chart, fine. But the actual construction perhaps is a different session. But would that sound like a plan? I mean, we could also look at using Excel to create the pie chart.
Yeah, it could be good.
That could be a useful activity. It's something to work on, something to think about. Any other things? Any other key things that you think would focus on?
This week they will be learning binary. That's not something you probably cover, but whenever they do a test in class, I get them to try and work out their own averages. So if you could teach them like the top 10 percentile get this and the bottom 10 percentile, that could be good.
Okay.
Is that in functional skills though?
Yeah, no, well percentiles are not, but percentages are. And we have to find various ways of incorporating what you find. So if percentile is something that we're going to use in industry, and it's the common background for it is percentages, then we can make the leap. That shouldn't be a problem. Anything that helps for them to understand will help us, will help them.
Sounds good. That fits
Sounds
in
like a
easy.
plan?
Yeah, good.
Perfect.
Great.